British national Malcolm Conlan is a foreign gadfly on Philippine politics. This man is all over social media and the DDS crowd, now the BBM crowd, love him dearly. They share his posts mocking Robredo and extolling the virtues of Duterte. He is a white man who shares their opinions, which in turn makes their opinions legitimate. If you hang around Filipino Twitter long enough, you are bound to come across this man. One of his most recent viral forays was an open letter to DJ Mo Twister, who called the 31 million voters of Bongbong Marcos stupid. A British national with a Filipino family in heart, Malcolm Conlan wrote an open letter addressed to controversial DJ Mo Twister, who allegedly insulted the 31 million Filipinos who were voting for presumptive President Bongbong Marcos. During the past few days, DJ Mo Twister called out the 31 million Filipino voters supporting BBM as he called out unpleasant names that went viral on social media. Due to the latest statement released by DJ Mo, Malcolm Conlan was apparently indignant that a Filipino-American DJ would insult the 31 million Filipinos. In response to your open letter, I have decided to write my own open letter to you. Dear Malcolm Conlan, I don't know you or interact with you much online, but I know your presence is large in the Filipino social media sphere. You have written several open letters which have gone viral amongst the DDS crowd, of which you practically form a foreign branch all your own. It recently came to my attention that you wrote an open letter to DJ Mo Twister for calling the 31 million people who voted for convicted felon and scion of the Marcos crime family Bongbong Marcos stupid. Whoever you are, how dare you insult 31 million Filipinos who took part in an entirely fair and internationally recognized and acknowledged democratic process to elect a new president in the Philippines. From what I understand, you are a Phil-am, right? Why have you got any right to insult a large proportion of the Philippine electorate? Are you really going to bring up the issue of DJ Mo Twister being a Phil-am? You, of all people. So now he cannot comment on Philippine politics because he lives in Las Vegas? If that is the case, then please delete all your social media accounts or immediately cease and desist from writing about the Philippines. You claim to be a Filipino at heart while this man has actual Filipino blood coursing through his veins. That you have the audacity to write such poppycock and balderdash is astounding. Have you not been in the trenches lampooning and excoriating Leni Robredo for these past 6 years? Have you not denied her, and thus those who voted for her, the legitimacy she earned by winning the 2016 VP election by alleging that she committed fraud and cheated? Yes, you have. This makes your words and tirade about respecting the choice of the electorate hypocritical and self-serving, and betrays just how ignorant you are. And of what concern is the 2022 Philippine election to you? You are half a world away in the UK, very cozy, eating your fish and chips and beans on toast and mushy peas, enjoying a life of relative ease, going to Jollibees once in a while, reminiscing about that time you went on vacation in the Philippines. While too many people in this nation are suffering at the hands of the very people they elect. Did you know that thousands of people die in this nation every year from diarrhea because they lack clean water? That problem could easily be solved by the government, but they decline to do a single thing. This is a problem you do not have in the United Kingdom. How exactly does it concern you who wins the Philippine election? It's not like the American elections, which impact the entire global order. If you actually lived in the Philippines like many foreign nationals do, then I would take less umbrage at you and your project of commenting on internal political matters which ultimately do not concern you, because living here they would concern you. There are many foreigners who come to this nation and do the work the government declines to do. But you are just a shitposter. Yes, that is the technical term if you are unaware. You offer no solutions to what is happening here, but simply bandy about your opinions as if they matter more than a fart in the wind. As if voting for a certain candidate would change the status quo in the first place. And what did DJ Mo Twister say that got your knickers in a twist that you just had to type up an open letter? Tell me, Malcolm, and be honest. Would you vote for or advocate someone vote for a candidate who is a convicted felon, who did not pay his taxes, who continues to lie about graduating from Oxford, who declined to attend any of the public debates, and who continues to deny the past crimes of his family? Or for a candidate whose running mate declared honesty does not matter? If honesty does not matter, then it does not matter if Robredo cheated as you allege. It does not matter if academics or anyone high IQ voted for Marcos as you say many did. No sir, these citizens of the Republic of the Philippines are not stupid at all. I have met so many people who voted for BBM. Many come from academic backgrounds, university educated with a strong sense of responsibility and sense of duty. They are Filipinos who are proud of their country and spent so much time considering who would be best to lead the country moving forward. It's not that they didn't vote for Leni that makes their choice stupid. The fact is, despite being educated, these people voted for a man who should never have been allowed to run in the first place. Their vote does not change who Bongbong Marcos is or what he has done in the past. They voted for a man who represents the worst about the Philippines. That is indeed stupid. It's incredible that you have the nerve to say those who voted for Bongbong aren't stupid because they are educated and have a strong sense of responsibility when you acknowledge that many of those who voted in the Brexit referendum cast their ballot based on lies. How much more so in the 2022 Philippine elections where so many lies about the Marcos family have been thrown at the public for the past few decades in an effort to cover up their crimes. Lies which you yourself continue to spew forth. Dear Malcolm Conlan, for goodness sake read a book. Read about the exploits of the Marcos crime family. Hey, maybe start with reading about that time Ferdinand Marcos sought to raise an army so he could invade the Philippines, kidnap Cory Aquino, and retake the presidency. Then go read about the court cases and the ill-gotten wealth which was recovered. From paintings to condos to gold and cash stuffed away in secret Swiss accounts, much has been recovered. When you say all legal cases against the Marcos family have been dismissed, you are lying and are thus a liar. The main thrust of your open letter is that we must respect freedom of choice. Okay, great. Good idea. In fact, you even retweeted Elon Musk, who is a free speech absolutist. Why retweet this when apparently you do not believe it at all? You do not believe that DJ Mo Twister has a right to call people stupid for voting a convicted felon into office, but you do believe you have the right to call Robredo a cheater and a fraud. Those accusations come close to libel and not mere free speech. No, I don't believe you actually believe in free speech or free choice. Of course, a large part of that certainly has to do with you living in a country where you can be arrested for sending a tweet someone finds offensive. Look at Mousy Malcolm getting flustered over being called stupid by a complete stranger on the internet. Oh, knows better, report them. Being a British man, I understand that you, like the fish who has no idea what water is, will not be able to discern how these tweets show a complete disdain for freedom of speech. Freedom of speech entails the right to say things you don't want to hear. Malcolm, my dear, you do not believe in freedom of speech, but I do. I believe you have the right to say the most offensive malarkey you want. You have the right to say whatever you want about Philippine politics and history. I respect your right to pen the most outrageous and egregious lies about the Philippines, though I may not necessarily respect what it is you have written. I agree 100% with Voltaire, even if he did not actually say this. All the same, you had better respect my right, and the rights of others including DJ Mo Twister, to confront you with the truth. You know, Malcolm, I don't want you to shut up. I want you to keep going. I want you to continue voicing your paralogical British opinions with every ounce of your purblind Filipino heart. But the fact is, there are those who voted for BBM who continue to disrespect the choice of those who voted for Leni Robredo, including yourself. Why? Here you are mocking the duly elected Vice President of the Philippines 2 weeks after the election. Never forget that in the midst of your calling for people to respect other people's decisions, you are a massive hypocrite. Based on this tweet alone, you can take your open letter to DJ Mo Twister about respecting the choice of the electorate and shove it. Sincerely, me.